Hey guys, what's up? It's Tees here coming at you with another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. Today I'm going to be going over who you should be using on defense and why. But before we jump into this video, if you could please leave a like, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. I generally try to post them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday just after noon, 12 Pacific time, so keep an eye out for that. But let's jump into the video. So there's really only one player that you should be using every single time. You should be using your linebackers. It's very, very simple. And the reason why, and it's not simple, should I say, but it gives you the best chance to cover more ground. And you're also able to defend a lot more open space this way. So for example, if you see my linebacker right here, he currently has a hook zone right here, right? There's all this space that I need to cover right here, right? However, if I let the CPU become the user here, let's see what happens if he gets ran into versus a levels concept. And if you're not sure what that is, definitely want to check out my video where I go over all the concepts that beat zone coverage. It's essentially just a drag route with a deep in route, for example. There are other different variations of it, but that's generally what it is. And that's what this play is. You have the tight end on the outside who's going to be running the drag route underneath, and then you have the tight end just inside of him who's going to be running a deeper in route. So I'm going to be the safety just to show you what it looks like when the linebacker is not usered. He goes down, he backs up completely, right? So he backs up completely, gives space because he is playing zone coverage. So technically what you're supposed to let happen here is when the deeper player comes to you, you're supposed to back up and you don't want to give up anything deep, right? Especially because that's still part of his green zone there. And that's why he backed up and that's why the drag was open. However, if I am the linebacker, I'm able to bait. I'm able to make it look like I'm guarding the deeper in route, but I really can come on in and not just maybe intercept the pass, but set myself up for interception because I got that momentum moving towards the goal line, which I've done many, many times. And you definitely have more opportunity to do this as I back up here. Look, I'm there. And then I can come down the middle. And the quarterback didn't even throw it there because he was guarded. However, you have to be careful about this regardless, because if I do move too far down here, well, then that 100% will open up the tight end that is going with the deep in. So again, the amount of times that I've just baited people just because it looks like you're guarding one guy and then at the last minute you can back up. It just depends. So look, let's see here again. We're in a little levels concept on offense. I'm going to guard him. Now I'm going to cover down below. I'm going to go over top, but going back to the top. And there's nothing for them. I might have gained 2 yards there. And again, this is just one random play. But with this being said, you definitely have more space to guard more and do better than what the CPU is able to do. It will obviously take some time, but I'll use another example just to show you other things that you can do. So for this concept, it's basically, it doesn't really matter what defense you're in. If you're zone, then obviously it's going to be something similar, but I always recommend obviously using the middle linebackers or whoever is covering the inside part of the zone or inside part of the field, should I say, because that allows the rest of your defense to do their job, and all you have to do is cover the middle of the field. Basically run to wherever it's open or whoever you think is going to get open, and it's not as difficult as you think, but this little pass play that I'm going up against right now, the tight end is running a little bit of like a choice route where he has an in basically right to Knight Jr. and then he can either come back as a hitch or he can run an out route. And then number 5 with the star underneath him, he is running a little go route, a little fade go route. So let's see exactly what happens here, where I'm supposed to play. To hike the ball there, I'm backing off, and then nope, they got nothing there. Ends up going deep, and then I switch stick really quickly and pick that one off very easily. Quarterback had nowhere to go. A lot of the times, especially if you play the CPU, you will notice that especially if they're running like really fast plays and they're trying to run the hurry up offense against you, you will start picking up that a lot of the players run hitch routes, whether it's like a little slant hitch and they stop, or like a mesh concept where they just stop right in the middle of the field, and they hit those a lot. And those are very easy to bait because you can play off a little bit. And let's see if I can try to bait him here, where I know 83 is going to come back, bait him a little bit, see if I get him there. Nope, he doesn't throw it. And that was unfortunate because it left number 25 wide open and my tackling skills are exposed. But essentially what I'm trying to do is take away anything in the middle, and that's what I do with 83. I tried to bait him here. Let's see if I get him. Nope, going back to the choice route on the outside here. And I just can't make tackle, so that's not helpful. But regardless, you have to let the rest of your players do their job anyway, because you are only 1 and 11. And the one that can mess up a lot is going to be the linebacker in the middle. And you want to be that mistake. You want to be the reason why your team gave up points. You don't want it to be a CPU. At least that's how I feel about it. I always want to make sure that, hey, if we do get beat, it's because of me. It's not because of the CPU that I'm leaving it up to chance. Though you do have 10 other players that are going to be doing something else, the best chance for you to get a stop, to force an interception, to force an incompletion, to maybe get a pick six, to force a turnover, to stop a pass from being even completed is by being the middle linebacker and using him. And again, it takes time just like anything else. And it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. But once you get the motor skills down or the physics down within running around with, middle linebacker, who's usually generally around like 75 to 90 speed is where you're going to be going. Like, it's not as difficult, especially the more you play, the easier it gets, just like anything else, just like riding a bike. But again, I'm going to see if I can bait him, number 83 here. Oh, it came off to the end. Nope, he didn't go there. And what a pass with no pass rush. Obviously, that's going to happen 9 times out of 10, so you got to be careful about that. But that's not on me. So now for this example, it's a little bit different. Again, it doesn't really matter what defense you go into, especially if it's zone. I'm just using cover 4 quarters as an example here. When it comes to this play, it looks like they're going to be doing, since you guys can't see it, I only have one controller, it looks like the right 3 receivers are pretty much going to be running the streak on the outside. Number 5 streak is going to be going more towards the middle of the end zone, and number 83 is kind of going to try to get behind the linebacker. His is more of like a deep crosser. And then you have number 1 on the left side, who is going to be running a little mesh route. We're going to stop right in the middle of the field after like 5 or 7 yards. So let's see exactly what happens here and what I do as a linebacker. Back up here. He stops there, and there's not much for them to go, and obviously it would really help to have a pass rush there. But notice how they're not going in the middle of the field because I am taking that away. And if he tries to throw it over me, that's great. I'm right there. And can I take it for 6? I might be able to. Oh, man, this guy's fast. Oh, nope, can't take it for 6. Not fast enough. But see my point? I made it look like I was kind of playing trail technique here. And I almost picked that one off with my user, but my safety came in and did the rest there. Again, you can play trail technique as well, not just another little more insider kind of football thing where you purposely are playing behind. And I'm playing in front here, and now he's got nowhere to go. Gonna risk it there, and not a good pass, especially with 2 defenders there. But I mean, that's pretty much it. Honestly, I just want you guys to know, if you aren't already and you're trying to use that, look at that. This is on Heisman, guys. This is on Heisman, and I'm able to easily pick this off, and I might be able to get a pick 6 here. Number 1 gets stopped. He might. Oh, man, number 9 is fast, dude. What the heck? Where'd he come from? But you definitely want to avoid, using the outside defensive ends or anything like that. Safety, that could work as well, but again, there's a lot that can happen when it comes to the linebacker spot. You can guard multiple spots, multiple routes, and the only time that I ever am using a defensive end is, let's say if I'm going up against, well, actually, let me show you. This is the only time that I'll ever user a defensive end. So this is the only time that I will ever user a defensive end, and I'm not even using him right now, but it's because this is the double mug blitz, and this thing has been very OP, and it is very beatable, just like any other defense, but the issue here is that there's only 5 offensive linemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have on our defense that are rushing the passer, starting from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is going to be 1 free rusher. Now, with that being said, I always take the outside rusher, and as long as I doesn't bang it at number 83 here, I should have a free shot at the QB. And the goal there is to get to the quarterback as soon as possible. Again, that's why I do that. And what I do also is I move people up, so I make it a little bit longer. The quarterback has to hold the ball here, and the goal is to hit him. Hit him right there in stride, and I pick that off. So that's the only time that I ever do it. If I ever come up against a defense like this, or against an offense like this, should I say, this is what I do. I always user the outside defensive end, free shot to the QB. Running right into me, and I get the sack. I made a dive because he started to take off, and I didn't think I had the leverage, and that's what I did. Again, sometimes what I do also is I press, because that also kind of slows down the receivers. And look at that, wide open, fresh shot to the QB, and it wasn't even me who made the stop, but that's why I work as a DN from time to time, and probably the only time. I don't do it often, but if I need a sack and he comes out with an empty set formation, well, then I'm definitely going to take advantage of this. And sometimes that happens, but that's the risk you're taking as Cover Zero. But that'll do it for the video, guys. If you guys did get something out of it, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And don't forget to turn on those notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. Thanks. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.